System 8. Design. Komandor Professional. Start a new project by entering its name. Select the Komandor Professional Library. Change the room type and set its dimensions. Go to the container. Choose a construction with a sliding front. Specify its width and set the color scheme. To make changes inside the cabinet, open it. You can use the shortcut spacebar. To view elements outside the cabinet, you can disable the context. Select the front to change its properties. You can choose between steel, aluminum, and other systems. Select the aluminum system. In this case, we'll choose Heliodor with an applied filling. You can change the number of doors, filling material, film, system color, track configuration, soft close configuration, buffer strips, and more. For advanced front editing, open the front editor. Select the panels. You can use the Shift key and the left mouse button. Choose a ready-made division from the container. Select the middle fillings, then change their color. Select the remaining fillings. Done. Save your changes. Let's hide the fronts and enable outlines for all elements. Close the group. You can use the backspace shortcut to view the properties of the entire cabinet. Change the number of divisions to 4. Here you can also disable or adjust the height of the overhead cabinet. Enter the group again using the space bar key. Next, enable the ruler and set the dimensions of the divisions. Adjust them so that the elements placed inside can slide out. Select the right side. Change the base to the right so the distance is measured from the right element. Here, set the position so that on the right side you can insert sliding elements. Select the 3 partitions and align them evenly. Do the same on the left side. Now let's disable the front outlines. On the left side, go to Interior Elements and choose the Insertion mode. From the container, select a shelf and add the appropriate number of shelves. Using the Shift key, you can select all elements of the same type, in this case, shelves. Then, while holding Control, select the remaining elements to align the shelves between them. Remove the excess shelves. At the top, add a wire basket. As you can see, the program automatically moved the dividing panel since the wire basket has fixed dimensions. In this case, the program matched a basket with a width of 550 millimeters. Next, add a shelf and 2 drawers. On the right side, add another shelf. Select 2 shelves to align them. Remember, alignment always works relative to the element highlighted in blue. Finally, add 2 hanging rods. On the right side, let's create a similar built-in structure. Insert the shelves. Using the Control key and the left mouse button, select all the shelves and align them, then align the adjacent shelf. Add a wire basket and 2 drawers. On the right side, insert 2 hanging rods. Let's move on to the middle section. Add a dividing panel here. Then set the distance between the panels to 800 millimeters so there's enough space for the maca accessories. On the right side, let's create a utility area. Insert a shelf, then align it with the bottom of the drawer. Add an iron holder and a vacuum hose holder. This space should fit an ironing board. Next, go to the maca accessories section. At the bottom, insert a trouser rack. Use the ruler to set its proper distance from the bottom. Now select a multi-function drawer. Adjust its position so it's convenient to open, then add another maca drawer. Finish everything off with a glass shelf so the inside of the drawer remains visible. Finally, at the top left, add a rotating mirror that can be pulled out. Let's enable the visibility of the fronts. You can also use the animation feature. The animation also works for other sliding or pull-out elements. Additionally, when saving the project order or creating an order, the program automatically activates the collision check function. This ensures that if any element, such as drawers, a wire basket, or maca accessories, cannot be pulled out due to a collision with the doors, you'll be automatically notified. Let's close the group. You can use the backspace shortcut. Change the view to the right wall. If you want to create multiple built-ins within a single project, remember to always work in groups. An inserted cabinet is already a ready-made group. In this case, we'll design a cabinet from scratch. Add a new group to the scene. You can set its name and dimensions. Additional settings are explained in a dedicated video. As you can see, a ready empty group has been created where we can start designing. By opening it, we can enable the context. This way, all elements outside the group disappear, which can make designing easier when working with multiple built-ins in a single project. Importantly, designing in groups makes large projects run much more efficiently. Go to the external elements. Insert the ceiling and 2 side panels. Then add the floor and change its type to floor C with plinth legs. Add the back panel and then insert the overhead cabinet. You can set its height using the ruler. Go to the Fronts tab and select Tilt Fronts. In this case, we'll use Overlay Fronts. Fronts can be inserted either from panels or from Komandor systems. Select the OP1 system. You can change its color. Remember, we'll also want to insert tilt fronts at the bottom, so we need to set the bottom overlay to twin. This way, the front does not cover the entire overhead shelf, but only half of it. Insert the second front. In this case, set the top overlay to twin. We can add handles. Select the Monic handle from Komandor. Hide the fronts and enable outlines for all elements. Now move on to the interior elements. insert a dividing panel and align it between the outer panels. Next, use the insertion tool to place a larger number of shelves. Select all the shelves using the Shift key and the left mouse button. Then, align them evenly. You can check the distance between the shelves using the measurement tool. If the spacing is too large, you can add an additional shelf and then realign the elements. On the right side, add extra shelves and align them as well. Remove one shelf as there is too little space for a hanging rod. At the bottom, we can see design warnings. The program informs us that there is too little space for the hanging rod, which may cause issues with comfortably hanging clothes. As shown, the space for the rod is 853 millimeters. We can remove the bottom shelf and then extend the rod. The warning disappears. If a hinge collides with a shelf, the program will automatically adjust it during the drilling generation. The final step is to set the fasteners. Select all the shelves. By default, the program sets Rafix fasteners with automatic dowel selection. This means that if the shelves are at the same height, the program will automatically choose through dowels for them. Set the same fasteners for the top shelf and the overhead shelf. For the vertical panel, also set Rafix fasteners. You can enable the CNC Elements preview to see the connectors. The back panel automatically received flipper fasteners. We'll leave them as is. For the vertical panel, a mini-fix fastener was added from the inside. For the left panel, a mini-fix fastener was added from the outside. We can adjust it to be from the inside. Check the bottom fasteners. Here we have mini-fix screws from the inside and the same on the right side. Everything is ready. Close the group. By using groups, we can copy the cabinet using the Control-C, Control-V shortcut. This is a major advantage of working with groups. Done. The cabinet has been duplicated. If needed, we can also adjust its dimensions, of course, within certain limits.